The shimmering expanse of stars glinted like diamonds against the velvet blackness of space. Captain Leo Carter sat in the cockpit of the Odyssey, his heart racing with a mix of excitement and nerves. It was humanity's first contact with an alien civilization, and everything rested on this mission. "Hey, Leo," called out Sam, his first officer, from the back of the ship. "You ready for this? We're about to make history." Leo chuckled, keeping his eyes on the display. "As ready as I'll ever be. Just hope they don't mistake our ship for a giant metal burrito." Sam snorted. "Yeah, right, and we'll serve a side of diplomacy with that. Just stay cool. Remember, we only get one shot at this." As they descended toward the planet's lush surface, the ship shook slightly. Leo tightened his grip on the controls, trying to distract himself from the thought of what lay ahead. The Odyssey gently touched down with a soft thud. They exited the ship and were greeted by an extraordinary sight. Sprawling fields of vibrant flora, reaching toward a backdrop of towering mountains. Multicolored clouds wafted in the sky, creating an almost surreal landscape. "Look at this place," Sam said, taking in the scene. "This is stunning." "Keep it together, Sam," Leo reminded him, his voice low. "We don't know how they'll react. Let's stick to the plan." Before they could explore further, a group of slender beings emerged from the treeline. Their skin glowed a brilliant turquoise, and their eyes shone with intelligence and curiosity. One stepped forward, her movements graceful and fluid. "Welcome, travelers from the stars," she said, her voice melodic. "We are the Calirians." Leo activated his translator. "This is Captain Leo Carter from the United Earth Alliance. We come in peace." The alien woman stepped closer, tilting her head slightly. "You have traveled far. What brings you to Caliria?" "Exploration and a desire for friendship," Leo replied, his heart racing. The translation had been perfect, but nothing could convey the sense of wonder he felt gazing into her luminous eyes. "Friendship," she echoed, a smile spreading across her face. "A noble pursuit. I am Alara, a representative of my people." "So you're the spokesperson? Do you have any cool gadgets I can borrow?" Sam quipped, stepping forward with a grin. Alara laughed, a sound that rang like chimes through the air. "We have many technologies, but they belong to our culture. Perhaps we can trade knowledge instead." "Knowledge," Leo mused, intrigued. "That sounds good. What can we offer in return?" Alara gestured for them to walk, leading them further into the lush landscape. "Let us share our stories, and perhaps we can learn from each other." As they strolled, Leo couldn't help but admire the tranquility that enveloped them. The way Alara moved was enchanting, her skin radiant under the sun's light. "So, what do you guys do for fun?" Sam asked, trying to steer the conversation toward more relatable ground. "Other than welcoming strange humans to your green planet?" Alara's eyes sparkled with mischief. "We dance and create art. You might find our customs unconventional." "Dance? I can do that." Sam laughed. "But it's mostly awful. My mom says I have 2 left feet." "Dancing can be learned," Alara said, glancing at Leo. "You, Captain, have a different energy. Perhaps you would be an excellent student." "You think so?" Leo asked, a slight grin forming on his lips. "I'd need a lot of practice. I might trip over my own feet." Alara stopped walking and extended her hand to him. "Would you like to try?" Surprised, Leo took her hand, feeling heat radiate from her skin. "Right now?" "Why not?" she replied playfully. Leo looked at Sam, who was nearly doubled over in laughter but gave an encouraging nod. With a deep breath, Leo stepped closer to Alara, feeling the tension between them shift. Alara began to sway, her movements fluid and hypnotic. Leo followed her lead, trying to embrace the rhythm. It felt odd to dance without music, but her smile propelled him. "See? Easy," Alara teased as she twirled gracefully. Leo couldn't help but mirror her motions. "I think I'm more of a take-me-out-to-dinner type of guy." "It is said that when you dance, you reveal your soul," she replied, her eyes locked onto his. "What does your soul say?" That I have 2 left feet?" Leo quipped, trying to lighten the moment. But deep within him, something stirred, something that had less to do with humor and more with connection. Sam chimed in. "I think Leo's soul is saying he really wants to impress you, Alara." Leo shot Sam a glare while Alara giggled, causing the tension to break. As they finally ended the improvised dance with laughter, Leo couldn't shake the realization that something profound was taking root between them. "Thank you for the lesson, Ilara," he said, looking into her eyes. "I never thought I'd be dancing under alien skies." The words flowed from him with honesty, and in that moment Leo understood language was more than just words. "I enjoyed it too," Ilara said softly. "You are unlike anyone I've met." Leo felt the warmth rising in his cheeks. "And you are different from anyone I've ever known, too." Their gazes faltered and shifted briefly, as if both aware of the chance this moment held. "Let us continue exploring," Ilara said, breaking the spell. "There is much more to see and many more tales to share." As they resumed walking, Leo found himself walking beside Ilara in a kind of comfortable silence. The atmosphere buzzed with unspoken words, a connection forming that neither understood fully but both felt undeniably. "Just one more question, Ilara," Leo said, glancing at her. "What's the best way to earn your trust?" Ilara paused, throwing him a sidelong glance that sent his heart racing. "Show me you are genuine. Your intentions must be pure, for friendship is the foundation of trust." "Consider it done," Leo replied, determination surging within him. As the group continued their exploration of Caleria, Leo felt a spark of anticipation with every step he took beside Ilara. He knew that this journey was about more than just diplomacy, it was about forging connections that would last far beyond the initial contact. And as he stole another glance at her radiant smile, he felt a part of him already tethered to this world and to her. Chapter 2: The Language of Touch. The days flew by on Caleria, each one marked by shared laughter, exploration, and budding friendship. Leo felt alive in this alien world where vibrant colors and the sweet sense of unfamiliar flora filled his senses. With Sam by his side, they navigated the colorful terrain, but it was Ilara who captured Leo's attention most. On a particularly sunny afternoon, they ventured to a lush valley dotted with radiant flowers. Ilara had invited them to witness a traditional Calerian ritual. As they arrived, bands of Calerians were preparing for an intricate dance, their laughter echoing through the valley. "Ready for this?" Sam asked, nudging Leo. "It looks like we're in for a show." Leo smiled. "I'm all in. Just hope I don't end up on the dance floor again." Ilara stood beside them, her energy infectious. "You'll be surprised, Captain. Once you see how we dance, you may feel inspired to join us once more." As the music began, Leo watched in awe. The Calerians moved as one, spinning and twirling in dazzling formations. The melody, a sweet blend of ethereal notes, wafted through the air. "It's beautiful," Leo said, unable to tear his gaze away. "Isn't it?" Ilara beamed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. "Each gesture tells a story. Would you like to learn?" "Well, if you promise I won't embarrass myself." Leo responded, laughing. "Is there a beginner's class?" Ilara extended her hand again. "Then let's learn together." "You heard the lady, Leo," Sam said, smirking. "Show us those 2 left feet of yours." Leo took Ilara's hand, feeling a warmth spread through him as he stepped closer. They fit together, a perfect alignment of energy. The moment felt charged, as if the world around them faded. "Just follow my lead," Ilara instructed, guiding him into the rhythm of the dance. Leo tried to mimic her movements, elated that she didn't seem to mind his awkwardness. "Like this. Close. Try to match the fluidity, not just the steps," she encouraged, her laughter ringing in the air. With every step, Leo felt himself opening up. She was graceful, and with each gentle nudge, he began to find a natural flow. Sam, meanwhile, was recording the scene on his device. "Add a splash of flair, Leo. Show 'em you've got moves." Sam shouted, amusement clear in his voice. "I'll leave the flair to the Calerians." Leo shot back, trying to keep his focus on Ilara as they danced. The joy of movement surrounded them, a background to their shared moment. As the dance came to a close, Ilara turned toward Leo, breathing slightly heavier. "You did well." "Thanks. Only because of you," he replied, exhilarated. "I think you just needed someone to believe in you," Ilara noted, her gaze softening. "In Caleria, we believe that a bond is formed not only in words but in touch, in shared experiences." Each word felt significant, and Leo found himself wanting to delve deeper into that bond. "What's the next step, then?" Ilara placed a finger on her chin, feigning deep thought. "Next, we explore the arts." "Arts?" Sam asked, intrigued. "What do you have in mind?" Ilara's eyes lit up. "Come. I'll show you." They journeyed to a nearby gathering space where Calerians were practicing pottery and painting. The room was filled with the smell of wet clay and vibrant pigments. Leo watched as Calerians skillfully shaped globes of clay into beautiful forms. Each curve seemed to resonate with their stories. "Here, we create art based on our emotions," Ilara explained, handing Leo a lump of clay. "Try shaping it." I'm no artist, Leo admitted, eyeing the material skeptically. Just let your feelings flow, Captain. It doesn't have to be perfect, she encouraged, her tone soothing. With a tentative touch, Leo started molding the clay. Like this. Very good. Now feel the clay, listen to it, she instructed, moving closer. As he formed the clay, he could feel Alara's presence beside him, her warmth guiding him. What are you making? He asked, focused on his creation. It is a representation of the sun, a symbol of growth and life, she said, glancing at her work, a circular dish with brilliant lines radiating outward. What about you? I don't know yet, Leo admitted, shaping a vague mound with a sigh. Maybe just a very abstract piece? She laughed softly. Embrace the abstract. Share your essence. What do you feel in this moment? Leo contemplated, feeling the weight of her question. I feel free and excited. Like nothing else matters. He continued to sculpt, allowing his hands to move more freely. Good. Let that emotion guide you. Alara leaned closer, her shoulder brushing against his as they worked. The sensation sent shivers down his spine. Sam, what do you think? Leo called out, glancing at his friend, who was busy capturing everything on his device. It's abstract, all right. Sam joked. But let's be honest, Leo. You're giving the whole pottery thing a run for its money. Alara's laughter chimed in harmony with Sam's teasing. I think it is full of potential, she remarked, beaming. Leo grinned and chuckled, the friendly competition invigorating him. Okay, how about a collaboration, Sam? You can add your touch to my creation. Me? Oh, I'm tempted. Fine, I'll keep my artistic honor intact, Sam replied, mock seriously as he approached. Together, they transformed the lump of clay into an abstract representation of the planet, intertwining their styles. The process felt akin to their connection growing deeper. Each touch and each playful jab filled the air with anticipation. Let's make a plan, Leo, Alara said, stepping back to admire the piece. We should host a joint exhibit, an event to showcase our cultures and foster ties between our peoples. That's brilliant, Leo exclaimed, his heart racing. Imagine the spectacle. Music, dance, art. A festival of interspecies camaraderie. Exactly, Alara said, excitement lighting her features. We can show both of our worlds what we can create together. Count me in, Sam chimed in. I've got ideas for the food truck. As they worked, Leo felt an urge to reach out, a tug toward Alara. He brushed her arm lightly with his hand as he pushed some clay her way. That's how collaboration grows, right? He asked, his voice a shade lighter. Yes, each touch, each connection, Alara replied, and her eyes sparkled with excitement. The day slipped away, filled with laughter, creativity, and the subtle touches that breathed life into the atmosphere. As Leo watched Alara mold the earth beneath her fingers, he felt a swirl of emotions entwining, reinforcing the bond they were beginning to forge. With each laugh shared, with each smile exchanged, he sensed something unspoken growing between them, a language that hadn't been defined yet, one formed by touch, light, and connections far beyond mere words. Chapter 3: Unspoken Connections. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of lavender and gold. Leo stood with Sam near the edge of the valley, his pulse quickening as he took in the breathtaking view. Caleria had a way of captivating the senses, and for the first time, Leo felt deeply at home. Want to capture this moment? Sam asked, fumbling with his recording device. Selfie time. Sure, but let's try to get the sunset in the background, Leo suggested, adjusting his stance to catch the breathtaking colors. As they posed, Leo glanced to his side, just in time to see Alara approaching. Her ethereal beauty made it hard for him to focus on anything else. Mind if I join? She asked, her voice smooth like the gentle breeze. Not at all. Come on in. Sam gestured, excitement evident in his tone. As she squeezed between them, Leo couldn't help but feel a thrill run through him. Okay. Ready? On 3. Wait, Alara exclaimed, laughter spilling from her lips. What is this 1, 2, 3? Sam grinned. Just a counting system we use. On 3, we take the picture. Then count for me. I want to hear it, Alara encouraged. All right, here goes. 1, 2, 3, Leo said in a rush. With a click, The moment was captured, encapsulating both their laughter and the splendor of Caleria. Perfect. Sam grinned as he examined the photograph. This'll definitely win us points back home. Alara leaned closer to look at the screen. You are both very photogenic. Flattery will get you everywhere, Leo joked, his heart racing as their arms brushed against one another. All of a sudden, Sam chuckled. All right, lovebirds, what's next? Should we explore more or take a break? I could use some food. Alara's face lit up at the mention of food. We should try some local Calerian specialties. Follow me. They walked through winding paths lined with bioluminescent plants, their soft glow illuminating the way. Leo fell into step beside Alara, glancing at her as she pointed out various plants along the trail. What's that one? He asked, stopping by a bush adorned with vibrant purple fruits. That is the virile. It's delightful to eat but quite sour, she answered playfully, picking one and holding it out to him. Would you like to try? With a bit of hesitation, he took the fruit, marveling at its unusual texture. Here goes nothing. He bit into it, feeling the sharp tang pierce his senses. Ugh! Sam grimaced, watching Leo's face contort. What are you trying to do, torture him? What do you think? Alara giggled. It is an acquired taste. Leo coughed, struggling to suppress a laugh. You're right. Definitely an acquired one. Alara bent over in laughter at his reaction, and for a moment Leo forgot they weren't alone. Her joy lit up the increasingly darkening sky. Let's head to the meal hall. They have incredible dishes there, she suggested, wiping a tear from her eye. Once inside the hall, they were greeted by an array of smells that ignited every hungry fiber of Leo's being. The communal space bustled with Calerians who were animatedly sharing stories and laughter over colorful plates piled high with fragrant food. Wow! This place is alive, Sam remarked, looking around. What do we get? We should try everything. Alara exclaimed, clapping her hands in excitement. Come, let me show you. As they moved from station to station, Alara enthusiastically described each dish, brightly colored grains, skewers of grilled vegetables, and bowls of vibrant sauces. Okay, what's that green thing? Leo asked, pointing to an unidentifiable dish brimming with herbs. That is fawali made with wild greens and herbs, she explained. It's very refreshing. You must try it. Fawali it is. Leo replied, grinning at her enthusiasm. As they filled their plates, Leo stole glances at Alara, who immersed herself in explaining the nuances of each dish. In those moments, he appreciated her passion, feeling genuine admiration swell within him. Grab 5 of those. They're my favorite. Sam yelled, pointing to a spicy red dish around the corner. 5? Are you trying to feed an army? Leo laughed, shaking his head. Hey, I'm just prepping for a feast. Sam quipped as he piled on more food. Once seated at a long table, they dug in eagerly. The explosion of flavors sent a wave of joy through Leo. Wow, this is incredible, he said, his mouth full. Can't believe we've been missing this back home. Food like this brings people together, Alara noted, savoring a bite of her meal. It's all about shared experiences. Do you have a favorite dish? Leo asked, genuinely curious. It would be the Zilnation stew. It's complex, just like emotions, she explained, her eyes sparkling. You never know how it will turn out until you taste it. Leo found himself captivated by her words. I like that. Guess I'll have to try it. As they continued to eat, the table erupted in chatter, and even Sam chimed in with some wild stories about life on Earth. Leo marveled at how natural everything felt, like they had all known each other forever. Let's make a pact, Sam announced, leaning toward the center of the table. A culinary adventure. We each pick a dish from each of our cultures to try. Deal? Alara exclaimed, animatedly nodding. 1 dish each week. Great idea. Leo chimed in. I'll volunteer to cook the Earth dish. Count me in for the Calerian specialty. Sam joined, a grin stretching across his face. Their laughter resonated through the hall, filling it with a warmth that Leo had been missing. After the meal, Alara leaned closer, her voice lowering slightly. Would you like to see our production of the Zilnation stew tomorrow? I could show you the process. Absolutely. That sounds fantastic, Leo replied, his heart racing at the thought of spending more time with her. I wouldn't miss it for the world. As they stood to leave, the 3 friends felt a palpable energy in the air, their connection tightening once again. With eyes sparkling and laughter bubbling, Leo caught Alara's gaze, a warmth spreading between them that went unspoken yet felt profoundly significant. In that brief moment, time suspended, and Leo understood that th. Chapter 4, The Leap. A soft breeze rustled the leaves as dawn broke over Caleria. Leo stood on the balcony of the shared quarters, gazing at the breathtaking landscape. The sun peaked above the horizon, casting a golden glow over the valley. Today was the day he'd learn how to create the Zilnation stew with Elara, and his excitement bubbled just as fiercely as the stew itself would later. "Morning, Leo." Sam's voice broke through his thoughts as he wandered onto the balcony, yawning widely. "What time do you think we'll be serving up that stew?" "I hope soon," Leo replied, "but I'm more excited to see how it's made." Elara really seems passionate about it. "Passionate is one way to put it," Sam chuckled, leaning against the railing. "She lights up when she talks about Calirian cuisine." "Yeah, she does," Leo admitted, feeling a warmth spread through him at the thought of Elara's enthusiasm. "I'm looking forward to it." After a quick breakfast, they made their way toward the central kitchen area where they'd be meeting Elara. The space was filled with Calirians bustling about, chopping vegetables and stirring large pots. The aroma of herbs and spices wafted through the air, igniting Leo's appetite. "Welcome." Elara greeted them, her eyes shining as she pushed some stray hairs behind her ear. "I'm glad you both could make it. Wouldn't miss it for anything," Sam said, a playful grin plastered on his face. "What do we get to do first? Chop vegetables?" "Not quite. First, we need to gather the ingredients from the fields," Elara exclaimed, her enthusiasm infectious. "Gotta love a little fieldwork," Leo replied, matching her energy. They headed out to a nearby garden where the Calirians cultivated various plants and herbs. Elara led them through rows of vibrant greens, explaining each plant's significance. "This is Xylan root," she said, pointing to thick, green tendrils. "It's the heart of the stew, giving it richness." Leo bent down to examine it. "Looks like we have a mini jungle here." "And over here," Elara continued, moving quickly, "are the alshai peppers. They give the stew its kick." "Let's not give the stew too much kick," Sam joked, feigning panic. "I need my taste buds intact." Elara giggled, a soft sound that sent warmth through Leo. "Don't worry, I'll teach you the perfect balance." "Fine. Just make it delicious," Sam agreed, crossing his arms dramatically. After gathering an assortment of vegetables, they returned to the kitchen where a large stone pot waited over an open flame. Elara began demonstrating how to prepare the Xylan root, deftly peeling away the tough outer layer. "Watch closely," she instructed, her fingers nimble and sure. "The texture is crucial." Leo and Sam followed her as she demonstrated. "Okay, serious question. Who goes first?" Sam asked, eyeing the peelers. "I think you should go, Sam," Leo replied with a teasing grin, handing him a peeler. "Why me?" Sam protested, pulling a mock pout. "I'm destined for the world stage, not vegetable prep. Think of it as your audition for the Calirian culinary team," Elara teased, waving a knife playfully. All right. You've convinced me," Sam grumbled, taking the peeler. "Set me up for success." Leo chuckled, enjoying the playful banter. As Sam busied himself with the root, Leo turned to Elara. "What's next after the root?" "Next, we'll need to chop the vegetables and prepare the herbs," she replied, an eager glint in her eyes. "Let's work together to make this process efficient." Hours of chopping and stirring passed, filled with laughter and culinary chaos. Sam accidentally sent a handful of chopped peppers flying across the room. "Ooh-ho!" he shouted, his face going pale. "Sorry. I think I just started an herb revolution." "Oh no, we've been invaded," Leo laughed, pretending to duck and cover as Elara joined in the playful act. In between snorts of laughter, Elara casually threw a handful of herbs back at Sam. "Take that. I'll get you for this," he retorted, dusting himself off. Once the prep work was done, they began layering the ingredients into the pot. Elara was in her element, directing them with grace and enthusiasm. "Now for the final touch. We add the spices and let it simmer." "Let it sit?" "That sounds like the easy part," Leo said, admiring her energy as she tossed in various colorful herbs. "Patience is key," Elara replied, her smile warming the room further. "And while we wait, we can talk." "About what?" Sam inquired, stirring the pot gently. "Maybe about traditions. How your cultures celebrate?" Elara suggested, looking directly at Leo. "Ah, you mean like food festivals?" Leo replied, his eyes lighting. "We have those back home. Fairs with booths, music, and tons of food. People bond over shared meals." "Sounds wonderful," Elara exclaimed. "We have festivals of color, filled with dance and joyful gatherings. We honor life and friendship through creativity and cuisine." "Imagine hosting a festival together," Leo said, feeling the spark of connection grow between them. Kaliria and Earth joining forces. That's a delicious idea. No pun intended. Sam laughed, his voice filled with enthusiasm. Let's start small, Elara suggested playfully. We can work up to a mega event. Mega it is. We'll show everyone how to connect through food, Leo declared. As they continued discussing ideas, Leo couldn't shake the feeling that their connection was deepening. The way Elara spoke animatedly about her traditions stirred something within him. He wanted to know everything about her. Can I ask you something personal? Leo ventured, glancing at her as the aroma of the stew wafted through the air. Of course, Elara responded, shifting her attention to Leo. What is your favorite childhood memory related to food? He asked, genuinely curious. Alara's eyes softened, and she took a moment to gather her thoughts. Every year, during the Festival of Lights, our family gathered to cook traditional meals. We create dishes that represented our hopes for the coming year. It was always so special to be together, sharing not just food, but our dreams. That's beautiful, Leo said softly. What were some of the dishes? Oh, a variety. But my favorite was always a type of sweet bread shaped like a crescent moon. It was said that eating it would bring you good fortune. Elara's voice held a hint of nostalgia. Let's recreate it sometime, Leo suggested, excited by the idea of merging their cultures through cooking. I would love that, Elara replied, her eyes sparkling. As they chatted, Leo's heart raced. The warmth of their connection felt different, a mixture of friendship and something deeper that couldn't yet be defined. Hey, guys, check it out. Sam interrupted, his voice breaking through the moment. He had noticed the stew bubbling and was carefully examining it. Looks like we're ready. With excitement dancing in the air, they gathered around the pot. Elara carefully ladled the stew into bowls, handing each one to Leo and Sam. Let's taste, she exclaimed, anticipation dancing in her voice. Leo brought the bowl to his lips, savoring the aroma before taking his first spoonful. The depth of flavors danced on his tongue, and he couldn't help but smile. Wow, he said, his mouth full. This is incredible. Sam's eyes widened in surprise as he tasted it as well. Okay, I'm officially impressed. Elara beamed, watching their reactions with visible joy. I'm so glad you both liked it. As they finished, Leo felt a warmth that transcended the meal. Sitting there with Elara and Sam, he realized it was far more than food that was bringing them together. It was the unspoken connection forming each laugh, each shared experience knitting their lives together in a way that felt destined. The sun lowered in the sky, casting a golden hue across the gathering. Leo caught Elara's gaze, a quiet understanding passing between them. Both eager and nervous, their friendship had taken a leap towards something more meaningful, leaving him curious what future flavors awaited them in the uncharted territory of their relationship. Chapter 5, A New Dawn. The days flew by on Kaliria, a blend of laughter, exploration, and shared meals that deepened the bond Leo felt with Elara. As the festival drew closer, both of them worked diligently alongside Sam to prepare for the events. A palpable excitement filled the air, color and joy thrummed in every conversation. One morning, Elara approached Leo as he practiced a few recipes from Earth. What are you making today? She asked, her tone playful as she leaned against the kitchen countertop. Just a classic dish, spaghetti with marinara sauce, Leo replied, stirring the sauce in a pot, the smell wafting enticingly around them. He looked up, noticing her bright smile again. I thought you want to try it. Oh, I'd love to. We can incorporate some Kalirian ingredients for a unique twist. Leo raised an eyebrow, intrigued. What do you have in mind? The Aliana herbs. They'll add a fresh zing. She moved closer, her presence radiating warmth. We could blend your world with mine. Sounds like a plan. Let me grab some, he said, reaching for a small basket nearby. As Leo dug through the herbs, he could feel Elara's gaze on him. So, what is the story behind spaghetti? She asked, folding her arms. He chuckled lightly, focusing on the task at hand. Honestly, it's a family tradition. My mom made it every Sunday. It became our thing. Gathering around the table, sharing stories and laughing together. Elara's eyes softened. Family is such an important part of life. Absolutely, Leo agreed, turning to face her. What about you? What's a special family tradition for the Kalirians? Her face lit up with fond memories. During the Festival of Colors, families create vibrant lanterns together. It's a symbol of longing and aspiration. And once the lanterns are lit, They fill the night sky with our dreams. That sounds beautiful, Leo said, genuinely moved. We have similar traditions. People write wishes on paper lanterns back home, too. Then we must combine our traditions during the festival, Elara declared, her excitement palpable. Imagine a night sky painted with dreams from both our worlds. Leo felt a thrill run down his spine at the thought. Let's do it. While they chatted and cooked, Leo couldn't ignore the electricity dancing between them. Their fingers occasionally brushed as they worked side by side, and each touch sent sparks to life. Once the spaghetti was ready, Leo served a portion for each of them, garnishing it with fresh herbs. Can't wait to hear what you think. Elara took a hesitant bite, chewing thoughtfully. Wow, it's different but delicious. Really? You like it? Leo asked, surprised yet delighted. Yes, a wonderful blend of flavors. She grinned, clearly enjoying the dish. I think I'll have to request it as part of my diet. Consider it done. Leo chuckled. He leaned against the counter, savoring the moment. So what's next on the list for the festival preparations? Elara asked, finishing her plate. I'd like to create a game or activity that mixes both cultures. Something fun, Leo suggested, excitement bubbling to the surface. Games. Sam chimed as he entered the kitchen, wiping his hands on a towel. What kind of games? Perhaps something that incorporates elements from both worlds. A relay race, perhaps? With tasks representing both cultures. Leo proposed. Interesting, Sam mused, scratching his chin. We could set up rings for tossing or something similar. Elara's face lit up. And we could have a weaving station where we teach each other our styles. Now we're talking, Sam said, grinning. Let's make that happen. After a productive planning session, the trio ventured into the vibrant heart of Caleria to gather supplies for the festival. The market bustled with Calerians, their melodic voices filling the air. Leo, Elara, and Sam moved from stall to stall, collecting colorful fabrics, lanterns, and vibrant decorations. Oh, look at this, Elara called, pointing to a stall laden with intricate lanterns, their designs swirling with colors. They're stunning, Leo exclaimed, admiring the craftsmanship. You can tell there's so much heart put into these. Elara lifted a small lantern, a twinkling smile on her face. This would be perfect for our display. Sam raised an eyebrow. That one could totally represent Earth too. We could paint it with our wishes. Great idea, Sam. Leo agreed. Let's get a few. As they purchased the lanterns, Leo caught Elara's eye and they stood close, their shoulders brushing against each other. The air seemed to charge between them, filled with unspoken understanding and a shared dream. The day continued with laughter and brainstorming, ideas flowing freely. Once they returned to the kitchen, Leo began to craft a prototype for their relay race. All right, let's test this out, Leo announced. Here's how it'll work. He placed a cup at one end of the table and filled it with water. You'll have to run to this end with a spoon full of water without spilling it. Elara laughed, an infectious sound that made Leo's heart flutter. That sounds fun. Then I'll add a twist. You have to wear a blindfold. Sam chimed in, his eyes glimmering with mischief. Great idea, Elara said, clapping her hands. Let's see how well you can navigate. Okay, Sam, you're first, Leo said, playfully tossing a blindfold at him. Me? Why not Elara? Sam shot back, half laughing. Because this is about teamwork. You have to lead her, Leo replied, grinning. As they arranged the game, Sam donned the blindfold. With exaggerated movements, he readied himself. Ready, Elara? Are you sure about this? She teased, suppressing a smile. Trust me, he called out, sounding overly dramatic. I have a special technique. Here goes nothing, Elara replied, taking her spoon full of water. Go, Leo shouted, watching in amusement as Sam stumbled around. Watch out for that, Leo started, but it was too late. Sam bumped into a nearby table, sending cups rattling. Oops, Sam exclaimed, laughing. That wasn't supposed to happen. Elara couldn't hold back her laughter. You're supposed to guide me. Okay. Hold steady, Sam replied clumsily, trying to regain control. Left. No, right? Lower. You're drifting. Leo guided them, his voice filled with laughter. The two of them stumbled around, amusement bubbling up as they struggled to complete the task. After several more mishaps and spills, they finally made it to the end, both in fits of laughter. That was hilarious, Sam wheezed, pulling off his blindfold. No more blindfolds for me. You're definitely more clumsy than I thought, Alara teased, crossing her arms. With the sun dipping low in the sky, casting a warm glow over Caleria, Leo felt a sense of gratitude wash over him. He looked at Alara and Sam. They were more than friends. They were a team embarking on a shared adventure, and he had never felt so alive. Tomorrow is the big day, Leo announced, excitement filling his voice. I can't wait to see it all come together. Neither can I, Alara replied, her eyes sparkling. Leaning closer, she added softly, I'm so glad we're doing this together. I'm glad too, Leo said, his heartbeat quickening as their gazes locked for a moment longer than necessary. In that exchange, an understanding lingered in the air, a promise of friendship that could blossom into something profound. As the sun set behind the mountains, Leo felt a stirring within, an anticipation for what the future would hold, knowing that Alara, Sam, and Caleria would forever change the course of his life. The festival was just the beginning.